Hey everybody, welcome back to the Unburn Your Business channel. I'm Kat Starabelli, your host, and I'm so excited today to talk about this topic. I think it's really, really important when we have dreams and a vision for things that we want to achieve, that we also think about, do we actually have the support that we need to be able to achieve these things? So today we're going to be going over the 4 areas that I think you need to look at, things that you're going to need in order to be able to achieve the things that you want in your life. So if that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. Once said, we do not rise to the goals that we set, but we fail to the level of our systems. And I believe that's 100% true. Everything needs to be systematized in an intentional and strategic way for you to be able to take the right actions so you're not wasting time, money, energy, effort, all the things, and unfortunately possibly fail at getting the things that you want. What is important is to also think about what type of support that you need. How is all of this going to happen in the context of being able to make sure that you're freed up, that you have the people in your life, that you're checking the things that you need to check, that you have all these things that we're going to talk about. So do you have the right support that you need to achieve these goals? In order to be able to hit the goals, you possibly need some help. You can't do all of these things on your own all the time. So one of the first things that you need to think about is, obviously, do you have the right people in your space and in your life and in your business that are going to help you and support you to be able to achieve your goals? So those people might look like your family, your partner, your spouse, your parents, your siblings, friends, anyone that is close to you and supports what you're doing. They may not always understand what you're doing, and that's totally okay, but that they're there to support you. And they're inspiring you, motivating you, challenging you, pushing you, doing whatever they can to show up to be there for you. And one of the uncomfortable caveats to this is that the people that you think need to support you unconditionally no matter what sometimes are not going to be there right away. Sometimes they're going to maybe disappoint you, but know that stay more in touch and spend more time with those that are supporting you, and the rest of them will come around eventually, especially when you stay consistent and you start really showing proof that this isn't going away, that you're starting to gain momentum, that this is really important to you, and not take it personally and not let it demotivate you in any form. And as women, I think even more, it's very important because we tend to have more pressure from society to uphold a home and do most of the child raising and managing all the things. And so I feel like sometimes we don't get taken as seriously, or we just have so much more that we have to deal with. And it's important for us to be very good at communicating clearly what it is that we need, how those needs can be filled by the people that are there to support us, and not be afraid to ask for help. Nobody can do it all alone. And even if you do in the beginning, just to get started, you're going to reach a ceiling, you're going to reach a capacity. And it's so important that you are not afraid to reach out, but also be super clear about what it is that you need, and then be able to have people that are going to support you. Some of these people in your lives are also going to look like building a team, having employees and team members and staffing and all the things that have to do with what's inside your organization. Your team is literally going to make or break you when it comes to scaling and breaking that ceiling of what it is that you're able to do on your own, and continue being an extension of what your vision is and what it is that you want to accomplish. They give you the ability to be able to maximize your time and your focus on your business and on your zone of genius, so that you can continue being visionary and you can continue making sure that everything is working well so that the business is successful and profitable. Thinking about what positions do you need to have filled in order to have the right support that you need? What is the right type of person that you will need to hire to properly fill the right position and bring those results that you need within your organization to be able to hit the goals that we are talking about setting, and being able to have the support to hit those? The next type of people that you want in your life and within your business are going to be mentors, consultants, coaches, anybody who have different expertises in their fields that can help you gain knowledge, gain access to things, be able to do things in the right way. That could look like a CPA, an attorney. It could look like a business consultant. It could look like a business coach. It could look like people that are specifically experts within branding and marketing and sales training and all the different departments that you might have in your business. Maybe it's someone that just comes in and helps you learn how to be more productive with your time and be able to execute more efficiently, not specifically in business, but in life in general, and help you learn different tools and tactics that you can then use to possibly hit your goals in a better way. The next type of people that you definitely want, and I'm going to tell you why I kind of am being sassy about this, is really to just kind of build your tribe. My biggest goal has been to create a community of women that are entrepreneurs, who are positive, that show up to lift each other, don't come with the drama, and just are really supportive. To have a space that's safe, that you can come to regularly, whether it's in person or virtually, so you can ask questions, you can give value to them as well, and you start building a relationship. And you know that these people are there genuinely because they want to win and they want to also see you win. These are the important people to have in your corner that are able to inspire you and give you honest feedback, advice, and guidance in person or virtually. But even in person, you only really need like 3 to 5 people in your life that you're close to, that are going to be able to give you that honest feedback and that guidance, and are going to be the biggest hype people in your life. For a long time, I had a limiting belief that I couldn't create new relationships with people, especially other women in entrepreneurship, that I was intimidating, or I was intimidated by them, and it just takes a lot of work, and it comes with having this feeling that maybe they don't want to help me or be able to be open to receiving guidance or information or anything that I might have to offer. They may not understand me. But in the end, I stopped letting that get in my way. And now I have the most amazing people that I adore and I couldn't imagine doing life and business without. And they are the most supportive people. And I just want to tell you not to be afraid, and to encourage you to continue working on building relationships with people and really finding the ones that you jive with and vibe with. And you'll notice such a difference in having those people in your life and in your back pocket. Kind of lastly, the people that you also will need to possibly hit your goals is to build the village. The ones that help us raise the kids, keep up with our home, doctors we have, teachers that we might have, services that keep us all well-rounded and managing all the things so that they can take some things off your plate or help you with the things that are on your plate so that you can have more time and energy to focus on other things. It could also be a therapist to just help you have the best mindset you possibly can so you can show up the best you can. A personal trainer to keep that physical health and that endurance and energy up so you can show up for your business and your family and your life. One of my favorite people in my village is a woman who started a business for laundry service. She's incredible. And what she does is she comes, picks up all the laundry, takes it, cleans it, folds it, separates it, all the things, and brings it back to me completely separated. And this is definitely a luxury. It is not an absolute need. It's totally a want. And I didn't start doing this until about a year ago, 10 years into my business. But what that's done is it's allowed me to save so much time, allows me to spend more time being able to relax and refuel and to spend time with my family and doing things that sometimes I have to put on the back burner when I have to do laundry all the time for 3 kids. Never ending. So for those of you that know and you've got children, this is something. And it probably costs me about $100 a week, which saves me 5 hours of my life. I know what my time is worth, and it's worth a lot more than that. So if I can outsource it, if I can afford it now, and it does bring me a bigger return on my investment, even if it's just time, it is worth every penny. Now, some of these examples of the type of people that you need in your life for support to be able to hit these goals are not all going to be able to be implemented right away. But you can hear and see how some of these things are going to help build your support system. And you can do that step by step, and just thinking about some of these things that you can do to improve your time and improve the way you can continue showing up to achieve the things that you want. Some of these things are going to take money, and you may not have that money to invest right now, but it's something that you can think about as motivation to work on generating a little bit more revenue so you can take some of that revenue and have a plan for that money to be able to help you build this village. The next category of something that you need to think about if you have this support or you have this resource in order to achieve the things that you want is going to be knowledge. Where can you tap into to gain knowledge or experience or information that you may need to help you with the things that you might not know about when you need to hit your goal, or there are things that you want to achieve, but you just don't know how to do them? This could even be the resource of Googling. I can't tell you how many times a day I just type questions into Google to get answers, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, read books, find people on social media that might have this expertise and be able to ask them questions, or see if there's any content that I can consume, or how do I learn the knowledge that I need in order to do the things that I know I need to do and execute on so that I'm continuing to get closer to achieve the things that I want. It is important to look at your goals and list out what knowledge you will need to gain and to be able to execute what is needed to reach those goals. So these are the places that you can have as a resource to help you learn faster and to close the gap of what you need to know from what you already know. When you understand what your goal is and you can make the steps that you need and brainstorm all that stuff and make that plan, which we're going to talk about in a second how to do, you're going to be able to see, is there's things in here where I don't even know what I'm doing, which happens to me a lot even to this day. But once you can kind of categorize what that is or be aware of what it is, you can then work on making sure you gain the knowledge. So the next piece of what's important to have the right support sort of comes from you, but this will give you a lot of indications of what it is that you might need to tap into and maybe some other places that you might need to find support. You need to have some type of goal map. And goal mapping is something that I learned a little bit about, but also integrated and came up with my own version and way to do this. But it's really about learning how to create goals and map out all the steps, all the different things that you have to take action on to ensure that you have the strategic way to execute on those in an effective way that's going to make sure you're on track to get them. So once you pick a goal, you also need to know why you want to achieve it. Why is it important to you? How is it going to affect your life and your business? And once you have that goal, what you're going to do is you're going to reverse engineer all the things right underneath that goal that you need to take action on to be able to make sure you're still on track. And once you have all that list reverse engineered, instead of starting with the goal, you're going to work your way from the bottom all the way up till you have achieved this. This is an amazing tool to use with your team as well, and the people that maybe are supporting you or that in your village or different things like that, and help them figure out how they can show up for you and take their own steps to help support you in the things that they need to do within the position of how they're helping you. Think of the people we talked about that you need to have in your life as you go through this goal mapping and kind of thinking about what are the steps and strategic ways that I need to achieve this. And when you have this mapped out, it's going to help you know what people you need. It's going to help you understand and become aware of what knowledge you might need to tap into, and really make sure you're using this goal map. So that's your support document, your system, and making sure that you have that support from yourself, and maybe even get some people or some ways and knowledge to help you figure out what steps really do need to be taken in order for you to really achieve your goal. Last but not least, the fourth thing that you need to make sure that you have in order to support the things that you want to achieve is going to be capital. It's going to be money. And this is probably a sore category because most of the things we want to achieve are to gain more income, more money, more revenue, so we can have financial freedom and even buy back some more time freedom. But it does take money to make money. You can totally use cash. I've done it many times in different businesses, and just wait for the capital to start building so that you can invest in different things. But understanding with what you want to achieve, are there going to be costs involved? Are there going to be things you have to invest in to be able to get there? And when you know this, as you did your goal mapping, you'll be able to see what things are going to need to be spent on on and are absolute necessities, or maybe even wants to help you get there faster. This will take you a little bit longer if you're trying to do it with cash, but it's still a very good strategy as long as you have the time to wait for it. Tap into gaining the knowledge you need to know how to use your money, how to manage it properly, where to possibly get some capital or get some money that you can invest in your business if you do want to go there a little bit faster and not just use your own cash flow. And what is the best way to invest that money so that you have the best results? What is the budget? Or how much cash flow do you need in order to possibly achieve this goal that you want to get to? What is the return going to be on this investment? Like I mentioned before, it's not always money. Sometimes it's just to buy back your time or make you more efficient. Think of anything you may need to spend money on that's going to be needed to get to this. Could be supplies, it could be payroll, it could be vehicles, it could be trips or marketing dollars, whatever that looks like for you. Definitely have a plan and think about what type of capital and cash flow you might need in order to be able to achieve your goal. So we went over 4 categories of things that you need to think about to make sure you have this support system that you need to build in order for you to be able to achieve the things that you want. The first one we talked about, people, team members, mentors, consultants, building that tribe of people you can fall back on that are going to be the ultimate hype team for you, the village that are going to help you be able to do all the things in your life, help you maximize your productivity and your time, and alleviate some of the things that you might have on your plate. You also need to think about the knowledge that you're going to need and how do you tap into different expertises and learn how to do things that you may not know how to do. Creating that goal map and understanding the strategic way for you to take action and execute so that you're going to be on the right path and don't get distracted and stay focused on being able to reach what you want. And then thinking about what type of capital, money, budget, financing, investment, and return on the things that you're going to be spending on in order to be able to achieve that. So these are examples of the type of things that you need in your life for support. Not all of these you'll be able to implement or build in your support system right away, but I wanted to give you examples of things to start thinking about as soon as possible. Every time that you think about achieving something, it takes time, focus, and effort. By the way, if you want to get an example of what a goal map is, or even get an amazing resource to just start somewhere, I'm going to link below how to get a hold of my goal mapping resource so that you have a strategic way to execute on your goals every single time in an effective way. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, please like and comment. I love building community. I love engaging with all of you. So thank you so much for listening. And I hope this helped you and brought some value and got your mind churning a little bit, and that this really helps you achieve all the things that you want to.